Let's rewind the reel to 1974, a year when disco was peeking around the corner, rock was getting weirder, and AM radio was spinning pure magic. These weren't just hits, they were once-in-a-lifetime lightning strikes that vanished just as fast. But we found them again. And number one, let's just say, it chopped the charts like a black belt.
In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
Number 15, Beach Baby by The First Class. Like a sun-drenched postcard from a California you never visited, Beach Baby dropped in 74 with lush harmonies and British studio perfection. It was pure nostalgia, packed like a Beach Boys tribute, except it came from a couple of guys in London. It had all the surf pop drama you could want, falsettos, spoken word breaks, and a string section bold enough to rival Hollywood. You could practically feel the sand in your sneakers. For one moment, The First Class was the class. But after this, they quietly packed up their beach towels. Up next, a glam rock ballad that oozes teenage rebellion and mirrors on the ceiling. Number 14, Rock On by David Essex.
Hey, shout, summertime blues, jump up and down in your blue suede shoes. Hey!
If you've ever stared at your reflection in a gas station window at night and thought about your life, this song's for you. Rock On was unlike anything on the radio, eerie, echoing, and hypnotic, with David Essex whispering like a ghost in a velvet jacket.
Rock and roll, rock on, ooh, my soul.
This wasn't rock and roll as rebellion, it was rock as myth. Hey kid, rock and roll. It climbed to number 5 in the U.S., then Essex faded into cult stardom while his songs stayed immortal in movie trailers and club samples. But next, a bubblegum battlefield ballad that made teenagers cry and critics cringe. Number 13, Billy, Don't Be a Hero by Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. Every era has that one song that people either adore or pretend never existed. Billy, Don't Be a Hero was that song in 1974 with its marching band drums and tragic storytelling.
Billy, don't be a hero, don't be a fool with your life.
It rode a wave of post-Vietnam emotions and hit number 1, even as Rolling Stone rolled its eyes. But for the teens blasting it on cassette, it was everything. Romantic, melodramatic, and devastating. Billy, of course, doesn't listen. And the letter she gets back, heartbreak. Coming up, a tale from Chicago that's half pop hit, half crime novel. Want to relive more musical drama, mystery, and melody from the forgotten corners of the charts? We've got a whole time capsule waiting. But first, if this is your kind of deep dive nostalgia, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a countdown that hits right in the feels. Number 12, The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace.
On the east side of Chicago, back in the USA, back in the bad old days.
This one felt like a movie. Cops and gangsters, sirens in the night, and a mother praying her son makes it home alive. The Night Chicago Died was pure fiction, but it felt real enough to terrify. British band Paper Lace imagined a showdown in the streets, then sent it to the top of the U.S. charts. It was camp, it was catchy, and it was everywhere, but they never cracked America again.
But it really was glory be. I heard my mom cry.
Next, a soft-spoken farewell that sold millions and still haunts every karaoke bar in the world. Number 11, Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks.
We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Learned of love and ABC.
You've heard it. You might have cried to it. Terry Jacks took a Jacques Brel song about death, softened it with syrupy strings, and gave it an AM radio glow. We had joy, we had fun. It begins, then the tears hit. It was a funeral wrapped in a lullaby, and America bought it by the truckload.
We had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons.
Number 1 for 3 weeks, but Terry never touched that kind of fame again. Up next, a rapid-fire sing-along that feels like a DJ's fever dream, and a trivia game rolled into one. Number 10, Life is a Rock, but the radio rolled me by Reunion.
Singers Lonnie Mac and Twang and Eddie Hisman ring, we're going steady. Take it easy, take me high, lie, house of fire, no commotion, poker, passion, deep and purple satisfaction.
This one's for the fast talkers, the mixtape makers, the kids who lived with the radio on 24/7. Life is a Rock was a tongue-twisting time capsule, listing band names, pop culture icons, jingles, and DJ shout-outs faster than your brain could keep up. It felt like the 70s put on fast forward, and the melody wrapped it all in sweet, shiny bubblegum.
And while the clock is clock, ticket, friends and Roman salutation, Brenda and the tabulation, Carly Simon, Eddie Holder, Rolling Stones, and folder, Johnny Cash and Johnny Rip.
It barely scraped into the top 10, but every kid who memorized those lyrics felt like they were in on a secret club. Coming up, a song that ran naked through pop culture. Literally, blink and you'd miss it unless you heard the scream. Number 9, The Streak by Ray Stevens.
They call him the street. Oh, yes, they call him the street. Fastest thing on 2 feet.
Oh, yes, they call him The Streak. It was goofy, it was wild, and in 1974, it was absolutely everywhere. Ray Stevens' novelty song captured the bizarre streaking craze of the 70s. People literally running naked through public events, and turned it into a country-fried comedy smash.
Nothing on but his PFs. I hollered up at Ethel. I said, "Don't look, Ethel!"
It topped the Billboard charts, became a watercolor favorite, and made suburban parents clutch their pearls. Next, a smoky oasis of jazz pop seduction that turned every living room into a cocktail lounge. Number 8, Midnight at the Oasis by Maria Muldaur. This song doesn't ask for your attention, it seduces it. Midnight at the Oasis was a slow pour of sensuality, flirty vocals, jazzy guitar, and lyrics that shimmered like heat waves. Maria Muldaur wasn't aiming for a hit. She just created a mood, and that mood caught fire. It became a radio staple and a bedroom anthem. Up next, a garage rock shout-along that smoked its way into rebellious teen history. Number 7, Smokin' in the Boys' Room by Brownsville Station. If you've ever passed notes in class or broke curfew just for the thrill, this was your anthem. Smokin' in the Boys' Room was the raspy, rebellious shout of every kid who didn't quite fit in. With punchy guitars and a sneering vocal delivery, Brownsville Station turned schoolyard mischief into chart gold. It hit number 3, then faded, only to be revived by Motley Crue a decade later. But the original, it had that raw Detroit energy no one else could fake. And now we're rolling into rock heaven, and it's more literal than you think. Number 6, Rock and Roll Heaven by Climax. Before tribute bands, before biopics, there was this. Rock and Roll Heaven was a mournful toast to the legends we'd already lost by 74. Janis, Hendrix, Jim Morrison. Climax sang it like a celestial roll call with harmonies that felt like candlelight. The song hit number 3 and struck a nerve in a decade, still recovering from so many early exits. It wasn't just a hit, it was a memorial in melody, and once it played out, Climax never returned to the spotlight. Next, a tender track about emotional endurance with a title that still gets quoted in tough times. Number 5, Haven't Got Time for the Pain by Carly Simon. Yes, that Carly Simon. While she's not a one-hit wonder overall, this song was a one-hit moment of a different kind, a soft anthem that stood apart from her sassier singles. Haven't Got Time for the Pain whispered strength in the face of heartbreak. With delicate strings and Simon's breathy vocals, it climbed into the top 20 and became a healing balm for anyone crawling out of emotional wreckage. It was her gentlest knockout, and after this, Carly turned the dial toward bolder, poppier roads. Number 4, Radar Love by Golden Earring. This one didn't creep up on you, it charged. Radar Love was pure drive-time drama, pounding drums, thunderous guitar, and lyrics about telepathic love between two speeding souls. Dutch band Golden Earring delivered it with ferocity.
We've got a thing that's called Radar Love. We've got life.
And U.S. radio stations devoured it. Even now, it's the soundtrack for every movie chase and midnight road trip. But in terms of hits, that radar lost its signal quick. Still, what a ride. And now one man, one hit, one helping hand that reached around the world. Number 3, I Can Help by Billy Swan.
You got a problem, don't care what it is. You need a hand, I can assure you this.
Laid back but unforgettable, I Can Help rode in on a rockabilly shuffle in Billy Swan's easygoing charm. It felt like your favorite uncle offering advice with a wink. No drama, just vibes. It hit number 1 in the U.S. and 10 other countries, proving that simplicity still sells.
It's called, you know how I feel about you. If I can do anything at all, let me help.
Swan never reached those heights again, but this hit was immortalized in jukeboxes, movies, and karaoke books everywhere. Ready for number 2? Think Blueface Paint, Viking horns, and an Ooga Chaka no one can forget. Number 2, Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Suede.
Girl, you just don't realize.
You already know the chant, Ooga Chaka, Ooga Ooga, and it still slaps. But back in 1974, this Swedish cover for a B.J. Thomas track caught fire in the strangest way. Blue Suede's version was weird, wild, and totally unforgettable. It hit number 1 in the U.S. and carved a home in pop culture forever, from Quentin Tarantino to Guardians of the Galaxy. And yet, the band disappeared just as quickly as they came, swallowed by the disco wave. Still, that primal intro lives on. Number 1, Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas.
And everybody knew their part, from a fainting to a slip, and a kicking from the hip.
No one expected this song to go worldwide. It was recorded in 10 minutes as a B-side filler, but Kung Fu Fighting turned into a pop culture earthquake. Carl Douglas gave us a disco beat wrapped in martial arts quiche, and the world ate it up. It hit number 1 in over a dozen countries and sold over 11 million copies. It was cheesy, yes, but also electric, joyous, and oddly empowering. And just like that, Douglas bowed out, but the legend of his one hit still throwing kicks today. And just like that, we've resurfaced 15 forgotten one-hit wonders from 1974. The songs that burned bright, vanished fast, but still echo in our playlist and memories. Which track hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments and let's share some stories from the golden age of vinyl and velvet suits. And if you've made it this far, you've already rediscovered lost gold. But to unlock the next layer of music memory, Click the video on your screen now. 1975 soul tracks that should have been bigger, because if you thought 1974 had surprises, wait till you hear what slipped through the cracks a year later. We found the sound, you brought the soul. Let's keep digging.